What question you should never answer honestly? Do you know why I pulled you over? I sped. I followed too closely. I ran a stop sign. I almost hit a Chevy. I sped some more. I failed to yield at a crosswalk. I changed lanes at the intersection. I changed lanes without signaling while running a red light and speeding. Anyone else instantly heard this in JC's voice? I hope so. I was lazy and still half drunk from last night, so I copied and pasted. I have unpaid parking tickets. Be gentle. This. Never admit fault, even for minor offenses. I've gotten warning a handful of times simply because I played like I didn't know I was speeding. I'm always aware when I'm speeding. Or maybe the cop pulled you over for a completely different reason, and you'll get a ticket for that too. Officer, do you know why I pulled you over? Me, because there's a body in my trunk. Officer, you have a headlight out, but if I'm only gonna get a ticket for having a body in my trunk, ooey, time to have some fun. Well, I mean, it depends on whether the body is human, alive and consenting. Why'd you leave your last job? Why'd the last guy leave this job? I legit asked this question, and the hiring manager said he and his wife would constantly fight on speakerphone if he worked past 5 p.m. or on weekends in the office. So this told me. Late hours. Weekend work. Boss stayed to make sure he stayed. Free local calls. At my current job, my now boss, who was in the process of stealing me, asked me why I was willing to leave my then current job. Same industry, different companies. Asked if he knew my DM and GM at my location. They tried to steal him a year back and I knew it. He laughed and just went on to the next question. I was honest about why I left my last job while applying for my current job. COVID injury made me incapable of working for 6 months. I was so annoyed nobody told me this when I was 21. I was unjustly fired from a restaurant, went through Employee Protection Labor Board and everything, and while interviewing at a new restaurant, everything was going great until I answered this question honestly. My previous manager's style wasn't compatible with my work ethic. The guy immediately ended the interview, LOL. Why are you so quiet? I just stare at them and blink. Why do you do this? There's a girl in my class that always does this and I can't figure out why. She seems so emotionless and robot-like. For me, it's just not knowing how to respond. I am responding in my head in 50 different ways, but no sound comes out. Although, when I'm successfully masking, I am capable of answering. Sorry, I was on mute. Anyway, here's a 10-minute story about my cat, which ends with me telling you I don't have a cat and this was a thought experiment. Wait, come back, you didn't get to hear about the parakeet yet. I am interested in knowing about the parakeet. Where do you see yourself in 5 years at a job interview? I asked an interviewer that once, among my, "Do you have any questions?" part of the interview. I was satisfied with the answer. They offered me the job. I took IT turned out to be a disappointment. I always ask why they like working there. If they take too long to answer, red flag. I was asked this by an interviewee once and got stuck in my head trying to decide what thing I liked the most because there were so many choices. They called me out as that being a red flag and I had some explaining to do. I was asked this once and I said I don't really set time-based goals for myself because I prefer to evaluate opportunities as they present themselves rather than focusing on a career goal that I may or may not actually want. The hiring manager and VP made fun of my answer and said it was ridiculous. They hired me. A few months later, we are at a conference and someone asks my manager the same question at dinner. He says he doesn't set time-based goals and pretty much lays are the same ethos I did. I asked him why he reacted the way he did during my interview, and he said something along the lines of, well, it seemed like how I should respond. Thankfully, I got moved to a different manager a few weeks later, and I never had to deal with him again, cause that made me feel really gross. I didn't stay with that job much longer either way. Wow. That seems super slimy of that manager. And to brazenly use your answer right there in front of you too. Yikes. What a weirdo. Being able to pay bills and have health insurance because I have a job. Celebrating the 5-year anniversary of you asking me this question. R.I.P. Mitch. Because most of the time the correct answer to that question is, I don't see shit, bruh, I'm not clairvoyant. Well, what time does so-and-so clock in? Unless you could confirm you are talking with a pre-approved person, you should never answer questions regarding your coworkers like that. It could very well be a crazed ex-partner, a stalker, etc. Even then, always get a coworker's permission first. Edit, I, myself, have been stalked. First job, coworkers chased him away before he could get a hold of me, so I don't play with this shit. Just to add to this, don't tell your coworkers that stuff either. If it's not publicly available, like a posted schedule for everyone to see, don't tell your coworkers other schedules. If you know someone's life patterns, like they have a dance class Thursday at 6, don't share that. Your coworker is trapped in their place of work when they work there, and giving anyone the ability to make them unsafe when coming or leaving is bad team behavior. I had a coworker pull a gun on another coworker because they both wanted to ask me out and one happened to ask the other when I worked next. Total chance that ended with some "do you bite your thumb at me, sir?" I do bite my thumb but not at you, sir bullshit. I hate the melodrama bullshit so much. How can someone pull a gun over a potential date contest and not even have the guts to hate the other person? And what about the person that just got a fucking gun pulled on them? That's Bush League. I like your Shakespeare reference. Thanks for letting us know it was a Shakespeare reference. I'm sure thousands of people were wondering WTH that meant. Does this outfit make me look fat? Nah, you make you look fat, the outfit just doesn't fit. That's cold. You can answer honestly and still be tactful. Some outfits are more flattering than others, and if it's a choice between a dress that makes me look boxy and a dress that flatters me, I very much want the opinion on the outfit rather than having it turned around to me needing to lose a few pounds. Whether that's true or not, it doesn't help me when I'm trying to look good before my job interview or in the 15 minutes before I'm supposed to go out to dinner with my friends. If it's something I can change quickly to make myself look better, great. If it's a longer-term fix, well, maybe now's not the time to bring that up. Preach! The question isn't really do I look fat so much as does this outfit flatter me? You can be skinny and look fat in an ill-fitting outfit. Body count. It's nobody's business but your own. Abort mission when asked. It's definitely a bad idea for serial killers to confess their number of victims right away. You gotta save some information for the trial so your lawyers can get you a better deal. What? I was supposed to keep count? Depends, do you really want someone who has slutting around for years? As long as they practice safe sex, who cares? It's not like I knew them then. Please like and subscribe for more daily content.